Right now we are live for another AMA with YGG together with Floyd King. He is the PR for the team behind the newest game that we've been looking into, which is HODLGOD. So if you guys have questions, make sure to drop them in the general chat so that we could ask Floyd later. So Floyd, next question is, do you guys have your own token, or is this something that you guys are working on? Is it something?
Yeah, so we have our token is called the Void token.
Okay.
And then our token is going to be used for all Onessus platforms. So we actually have our own staking system coming.
Correct.
That'll be out soon, where you'll be able to earn tokens through your NFTs. And it'll also be the in-game currency for HODLGOD and future updates. And then anything else that's used through Onessus will also use our Void token as well, and that's already tradable on Alcor Exchange. So some of the guys may have seen it there, but certainly, yeah, we have our own token, and we have some big plans for it here. So keep an eye on that. There's going to be some big announcements coming. Well, even later this week. There'll
Oh,
be
all
a little
right.
spoiler for
All
anyone
right. All
who's
right.
listening. Wednesday there'll be a big announcement.
All right.
Regarding some stuff here, and then another one towards the end of the month. But yeah, there's definitely some big plans for that token, so you guys might want to keep an eye on what's coming through the announcement channels for an SS and HODLGOD there.
All right. I mean, yeah, dude. Like, thanks. Like, I think we just got like a leaky leak right there.
Yeah,
Just real quick, you
that's
know.
the YGG leak.
All right. So, like, you guys, you should have been listening. You know. I mean, just like walk me through, Floyd. Like, let's say, like I'm a newbie. Like, I have some ETH, and I wanna get a hold of the Void token. Like, how do I do it?
Yeah, so you can if you wanted to buy some Void, you could go to Alcor Exchange, and then just directly link your Wax Cloud wallet. And then you can exchange Wax for Void, or you can exchange Ether, which is our planet's token, which I'm sure a lot of people will know about for Void. Or you can just monitor it there. There's also we did an NFT sale with some dragon eggs and weapon armors that are actually from the game, and those
All
are
right.
backed by Void tokens too. So there's a couple different ways to get your hands on the token there.
All right, awesome. Like I just have like one like follow up question to that, because like I've been trying out the game like in the past week, and I've seen like people like running around in pretty dope costumes and pretty dope skins. Like I tried going to the website and like I wanted to buy like I don't know, like an NFT of it, and I've seen that it's sold out. So is there how do I get a hold? Is there an open market? Can I find it on the Wax marketplace? Is that a thing? Like if I want to get an
Yes.
NFT?
Yeah, so those armors that you're seeing in game are the bounty contract NFTs that people are wearing. So that those would be on atomichub.io. We actually used a blending mechanism at the time. So we did our pack sale. We had a couple different packs, and then you got different shards out of the pack.
Okay.
And if you got the 4 shards, it was a main hand, an offhand weapon, a bow shard, and an armor shard. And if you combined all 4 of those as a set, it would create a bounty contract and actually burn those shards, making them rare at the same time. And then if you have one of those bounty contracts and you have your Wax Cloud wallet linked through the game, you can equip it to play with it in the PvP. And then those bounty contracts in a future update, once the PvE goes live,
Oh, okay.
you'll be able to play quests that are assigned to the NFTs to earn the armors as a digital asset as well.
Oh,
So
okay. That's pretty cool.
yeah, so
I didn't know about that. Um, so bounty contracts are NFTs also? Are they or
yes, yeah. So, but bounty contracts are the NFT you get for combining the 4 shard NFTs. So we have 5 sets, but one of our bounty contracts, for example, is the Hellwax bounty contract.
okay?
It's our orange armor. So if you had the 4 shards needed to burn and combined, you would get the Hellwax bounty contract. And by owning that in the PvP, you can equip the armor. And then in a future update, it'll also be playable as well. And we'll be assigning random quests to the bounty contract NFTs for everyone to go play.
So the first step is I need to get shards, right?
Yes, you need to get shards, or you'd have to go buy a contract that somebody else has made.
Okay, so
Um,
where do I get shards? Like, if is it available now?
yeah. So the pack sale is done on that. That was the Genesis pack sale. So right now, the only way you'd be able to get them now would be secondary. So atomichub.io, you'd be able to buy any of the shards or the contracts that you wanted, or you could even buy the packs and start ripping them. That's obviously the choice of whoever wants to go do it and
All
which
right,
way
I
they
see.
think is the best to do it.
So I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. Like, if I wanted the skins, I need to build it. I can't buy skins off the marketplace directly.
No, you can buy a contract directly off the marketplace. So you could go buy any one of the 5 bounty contracts and
So the
use that as a
contract is
skin.
also the skin.
The contract is also the skin,
Oh, all
correct?
right, all
Yeah,
right. Now I get it. Okay, it makes
yeah,
sense. All right,
yeah.
thanks. Cool. Like, yeah, I'm like while Alexei's asking like this next question, I'm gonna be on the marketplace. Like, let's see, I'm gonna be like sniping some stuff here. Alexei, are you good?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, just before I suppose we what was I going to go there? Just before we kind of move on to the next question, I suppose like as of right now, like the skins, I suppose like for the benefit of everybody listening, like are they mainly just aesthetic, or do they kind of give extra buffs, extra ability to get extra yield, or get kill people faster, or some color on that
So
maybe
so
perhaps?
right now the skins are just cosmetic, and the skins will never give you an in-game advantage to kill someone because we want the game to be as fair for everyone. We want it to be based on play to earn, not pay to win. So we don't want people just to buy better attributes. But what the armors will do in the future is they will give you a loot bonus, which will be an upgradable loot bonus, which will increase your chances of earning in-game tokens. So that will be their functionality in the future here. But right now they're just a cosmetic. But yeah, we're big believers in not having a pay to win strategy. We want it to be, based on your skill. So whether you invest no money in the game or you invest lots of money in the game, everyone has an equal chance of winning, and it's based on your in-game skill.
This is an interesting conversation that I've been having more and more with people, though, and it's a tricky one because a kind of realization that's kind of a little bit of a sad realization, but like I think unfortunately I'm starting to see that maybe games, especially games in the blockchain space where there's so much economic incentive, I think that some small benefits sometimes, I mean, carefully balanced, might sometimes be good economically, right? So I'm not suggesting that like you have like let's say you have like a legendary skin that costs like thousands and thousands of dollars. Like okay, fair enough, it's great that it like looks epic, but like I think it's like let's say you take a MMORPG and it was a case of like okay, this has taken X amount of time to find this, you had to do like some crazy quests to acquire this asset. I think it's kind of in fantasy RPGs, and even with space RPGs or lots of these kinds of games, it makes sense that an asset or a item might be kind of have that bit of an little bit of an edge over some of the other items. I mean, obviously, I suppose it always does depend on the nature of the game itself, but and maybe HODLGOD's kind of more of that arena battle, so having that kind of OP items maybe wouldn't really work. But I suppose sometimes it does really create an incentive mechanism to own kind of just those items with that like 1 to 2%
Yeah,
advantage.
yeah. I totally feel you, like Alexei. Like take like Ragnarok Online for example. Like, let's say you have a character with 1,000 HP, and there's this legendary skin that gives you +1 HP. So now you have 1,001. Like, just for the sake of like you're having that extra point in stats. Like, I don't know, like makes a huge difference than just having it like purely cosmetic. I mean, does it really affect the game? Like, technically, but it has 1 HP, so it's cooler than like whatever skin you have. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Something, yeah, like a kind of small but not OP, but like it not like maybe where it's like okay, it would affect like the kind of pro players where you want to have this kind of cadre of like pro players that will spend the money and it incentivizes ownership.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. That's obviously that's kind of what we're planning to do by having upgradable loot bonuses in the future. so that there is an incentive to own the armors and upgrade them. But when it comes to strictly like PvP style,
Yeah.
we still think it should be a fair fight. So there
Oh,
will be
okay. So
incentives to
cool. So
own the NFTs and upgrade them to get better loot bonuses to earn more game tokens. But it's
that's a
not going to
really
give
good
you
mechanic.
it's not going to
So
give you a fighting advantage over someone else.
that you see, that's extremely smart. That's extremely
Yeah,
smart because that way you're incentivizing the ownership of the items. You're not affecting gameplay, but you're affecting yield creation. So you've created a really nice loop there. So 100%, I completely agree with you on that, and that makes sense. You know, you're creating like a kind of, it's almost like the equivalent of like a sword. Like I don't know how many Minecraft fans we have in the crowd, but like something like Fortune, you know, so you kill, or Lucky or whatever it is, you know, you kill an enemy and you're more likely to get diamonds from killing that enemy. Do you know? So it's kind of like, okay, it doesn't give you added bonuses in terms of like insta kill or anything like that, but at least it will mean that like when you do defeat your enemies, you get a better yield. That's a really
yeah.
good incentive. That's a great loop there. Yeah, that's
I,
fantastic.
I think it's a really fair way to kind of make everyone happy. So I think that should be something that goes down well once it comes out here.
Yeah, absolutely. That sounds great. And I suppose where you can kind of let it go a little bit more is maybe in something like PvE. I suppose in PvE you can be a bit more, because there's no kind of competitive element. You could maybe have like maybe certain perks that might only be activated in PvE and not in PvP potentially.
Yeah, that's something we can look into as well.
Just kind of throwing ideas around there. So like I suppose just right now, like as YGG is a play to earn blockchain guild, at right now, like what ways could our community kind of start earning from playing HODLGOD?
Yeah, so there's a couple different ways you can earn right now. So we've been dropping some gold bar NFTs into the game, and if you pick it up, the gold bar will show up above your head, and if you're the last man standing, you'll earn the NFT that we airdrop once a week. And then we've also been dropping silver key raffle tickets into more of the games too, which enters you into a raffle once a week to earn. So a couple different ways to earn NFTs there, and then we also have a stream to earn platform where based on how much of our void tokens you're holding and how long you stream for, you can earn NFTs as well as our in-game token as well. So a couple different ways that you can earn already, even in this pre-alpha stage.
Nice, nice.
Yeah.
All right. So where do I sign up for the stream to earn?
The stream to earn, all of the info's in our Discord. If anybody wants to get involved, I do recommend you jump in the HODLGOD Discord and read the rules first. So you familiarize yourself with it. I would hate to see anyone stream and not read the rules and have theirs not count. So definitely jump in, read the rules first, and then if anyone wants to start streaming themselves playing, they're more than welcome to. And we send out the prizes and airdrop everything to you, so it's nice and easy.
All right. Yeah, like I think I have a follow-up question to Alexei. Like in terms of like since YGG is known for like buying assets of games and letting the players like use them, like how do you think your structure would work for our business model, so to speak?
Like, what do you mean, like for the digital ownership of it?
No, like yeah, I mean it's related to Alexei's question. Like, how would the play to earn mechanic work if, let's say, for example, YGG buys, let's say, like let's say $1 million worth. I'm just throwing in an example here. Like let's say we put in like $1 million worth of we buy $1 million worth of NFTs. So how
Okay.
can the scholars like use those NFTs to earn, to farm yield?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So the kind of NFT. So that would be our bounty contracts. So once the PVE goes live and you can play those bounty contracts, you'll either there's going to be a couple different ways to go about it. We're going to have a ranking system. So if you're more of a collector, it's going to be a mint race basically when these contracts go live to earn the armors as an NFT, which will give you the loot bonuses. So you're either going to be able to, if you're a collector and you're not much of a player and you want a low mint armor, you'll be able to hire players to go and do the contracts for you. Or if you're, a really good player, you'll be able to just go play yourself and try and get one of those low mints. And then once you have the actual armors, you'll be able to play with those armors on, which they'll look the same as the skins you've been seeing in PvP. You'll be able to play with those armors on and then go through. And as you upgrade your armor, you'll be able to increasingly get more and more loot, which you'll be able to convert into wax or whatever you want to, whatever crypto you want to earn. So that kind of mechanism is still being developed on the PvE. We're obviously constantly adding updates, and we're just PvP right now. So that will be coming, and then you will be able to upgrade and play through and earn tokens throughout the game as well.
I think something interesting that ties into what John was saying there is that, like, you mentioned some of the NFTs kind of adding extra yield for the members. So let's say, for example, we had 100 YGG guys playing with assets, and we wanted to invest in those HODLGOD assets for them. Is there a way that we can delegate items without passing on the ownership on the Wax network?
Yeah, so we actually have a staking system that's going to be going live fairly soon here. But you'll be able to lease out your bounty contracts as well as your armors. So just for example, if you own 10 sets of armors, obviously you can't play with all 10 sets at once, but you can lease out them to other players as well. So you won't have to pass your ownership to even still be earning through those assets that you have. Other people will be able to use them and play in game. So there's going to be lots of ways that you can earn regardless of whether you're playing or not.
Nice. That kind of really helps fit our model. Once you have that kind of leasing mechanisms in place. So yeah, I mean, John, I think it looks like you've got another question there. Is that right? Or
yeah. No, I mean, yeah. I've been scrolling through the questions of the community. I mean, they have so much questions. They're excited, man. I mean, but I'd love to stay on track, like with Alexei's question. So yeah, like technically, like we do have a system for our guild members to actually earn with the help of YGG, and that's through the PvE system, that is through the PvE mode that you're gonna be rolling out. I mean, to begin with, I've always thought that HODLGOD would be about, it's just PvP and battle royale and like just hack each other to death. I mean, it's a really good thing. I mean, to hear. I mean, it's really refreshing to hear that you even have a PvE like feature for it. I mean, that's pretty dope, man. Like, I'm really looking forward to that. Like, especially for the community who's really interested in the game. I'd want to plug this in, like, while everyone's still here, the guys who are asking. So I've been trying to look for the system requirements of the game. Do you have it on you?
I don't have the exact system requirements on me. You will need Windows 10, and you will need a GPU, like a designated GPU. It's going to be, the plan is to expand it to probably Mac will be the next port. And then down the road, we want to get into consoles too, but that's probably quite far down the road.
I always like to hear that. That's always an exciting thing to hear. I tell you, we know that we've made it when the blockchain games start hitting console. That's when things really start to change. I'm super excited. I mean, like, it's all well and good when PC Master Race is using blockchain games, and PC Master Race there's a good number of PC Master Race, but console guys, they far outnumber the PC Master Race. So I'm really excited to see blockchain games of many different shapes and sizes hit console. That's going to be a really exciting thing to see. And based on there being like kind of this kind of battle royale mechanic, one thing that would be really interesting for us is there any possibility that in the future there might be some sort of like co-op PvP or co-op PvE, which could allow us to kind of like play together as a guild, or some kind of other guild mechanics that we could see occur at some point in the future? Is that something you guys have considered at all?
Yeah, I know there's gonna be co-op PvE. That's gonna be an option. So that I can say is something I know is should be coming down the road. I don't know about PvP though. I haven't heard anything about co-op on that. But on the PvE side, yeah, the plan is to have teams of 2 playing together as they go through these, different
Nice,
levels and worlds.
nice.
So
And
yeah, you'll be able to set up a party and kind of, hang out with your friends and stuff, and then
there is
play
a
together.
there is obviously a leaderboard, right, for the traditional PvP.
Yeah. There's we have the leaderboard going already. You can tell some of these guys are just insane, man. There's you get some of these people who are playing 6-8 hours a day for the last few months, and even myself, I try to play as much as I can, but I mean, you know how it is. Life's busy. You got to work on and on and on. And I get into some of these rooms, and some of these guys just slaughter me.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And I mean, I suppose that perhaps there could be some mechanic where, I suppose the most basic of which is just like throwing up the clan tags, obviously on your usernames to kind of represent your guilds or whatever. But do you think that there could be somewhere where like there could be like even just like choosing a guild, like to just like track like who are the most powerful guilds in HODLGOD or something, or who's got the biggest most effective players or something like that? Could be an interesting thing to see at some
Yeah,
point.
that would be really interesting to see. Right now, everything's kind of tracked individually, but I think as the game grows, I mean, people are obviously going to be setting up their own clans and guilds and stuff. So that would be something interesting to put in and kind of track to see who's the big dogs, who's got that big team going around. But yeah, that would definitely be something fun to see.
And I'm going to jump in just before John asks another one of his questions. There is one thing I love to see in blockchain games as a whole is the interoperability of assets. And obviously, I know that the Wax network is kind of pretty good with that side of things in terms of like partnerships and interoperability on like with Wax network assets. Have you guys got any kind of other plans for kind of partnerships or assets that kind of can work in multiple different projects? I know that right now you can like stake your HODLGOD assets on our planet, for example, but have you got any other kind of ideas for the future about like things like that?
Um, so for right now, I mean, our stuff will still be a part of our planet. We still kind of partnered with our planet, and then we have our own staking system and leasing system that's probably going to be going live here. The official answer would be the end of Q3, but I have a feeling it's going to be quite a bit sooner, just based on kind of what I'm seeing from the auditing side of it. But yeah, we do have a big kind of partnership that's going to be announced later this week, kind of through Onessus. But as far as HODLGOD, most of it will be just kind of within itself. We want to be able to do all the leasing ourselves and do the staking ourselves with our token. But I mean, we're definitely open to partnerships. We've done a couple partnerships in the space already with Dark Country and Blockchain Heroes and a few different people. So we're always looking to do something new.
I mean, dude, that's pretty awesome, man. Like, dude, I mean, chat's on fire. We've actually like had one of our guild members who actually he was trying to map out like hotkeys and stuff, and he was the one who was able to see that you actually have it prepared for console. So I mean, that's pretty cool, and everyone's like pretty stoked about that. And I mean, also like for those guys asking in the chat like if they can play it on mobile and all that. I mean, ideally, like when you develop the game, like correct me if I'm wrong, Floyd, like if when you make a game, like you're focused on one platform, but then that doesn't mean that you're gonna be closing your doors to all the other platforms. Like an example, like for example, look at Apex Legends. Like Apex Legends is a high powered game. Like you're gonna need a gaming PC to play it properly. But then like in a couple of years, like like they've eventually like put out like Apex Legends mobile, and basically that's the same thing with any other game. So like yeah, just to answer like everyone's questions, like I mean, just because you don't have a PC and dude, it's gonna be it's a play to earn game, and you guys are on different play to earn games now. Then that would definitely be something that you would want to look forward to, and actually being able to play Hotel God like in the future. And yeah, I mean, I have another question actually, like Floyd. Um, can you I mean, can you give us more an idea? Like, what was the inspiration for this project? Like, I've seen like battle royale games. Like, I love battle royale games. I've seen like medieval games, hack and slash, like War Brand and everything. I mean, where did the idea come from? It's pretty dope.
Yeah, I mean, part of it takes kind of some inspiration from games like World of Warcraft and Witcher and stuff like that.
Mhm.
But the biggest thing was just having this vision of building a real AAA 3D game with on the blockchain. That's kind of the biggest thing we all wanted to do was just put out a really great looking game that can compete with anything and is on the blockchain as well and give people a chance to earn. So that's the biggest push from Onessus, and one of the biggest things we believe in is trying to push the boundaries of in blockchain gaming. But I guess kind of maybe cosmetically, there's some inspirations drawn from things like Witcher and World of Warcraft, maybe some games like that. But yeah, no, we're just really excited about the blockchain gaming space, and we just want to keep pushing it because it's something we all believe in so much.
Like, cool, man. Like, I mean, yeah, I'm a big. I mean, I'm honestly like a big fan of like what you guys are trying to do here. Like Alexei, like before we move on to the community questions, like, do you have anything more for Floyd?
Yeah, I suppose. Look, I'm really excited to kind of see this game evolve. I'm a big fantasy fan. I'm excited to see. I'm a big fan of some of the other games you mentioned there, Dark Country, Our Planet, a bunch of the other games as well. So it's going to be really exciting seeing you guys evolve and develop and gain users. And yeah, I suppose all in all, like it'll be definitely a project to keep an eye on. And I know I, for one, will be as soon as I up my computer specs, will be jumping very much into the world of HODLGOD when I get a chance. So yeah, I suppose we'll move on to community
Yeah. All
questions.
right. I mean, yeah, dude. Like Alexei, like let me know when you get that rig, dude. Like I need a game hunter like would be. Like I need. I need someone like by my side, like trying out all these games. It gets lonely sometimes, you know. You gotta get on that rig like as soon as possible, man.
Absolutely, it's definitely something on my list of things to do.
Yeah, so I mean, let's just like jump right into it. Like we have a lot of questions from the community. So like for I've asked earlier like the specs and everything, so like we're good with that. Like the next is, do you guys plan on having classes, or does everyone just like start out like as one player and just build your NFTs, your skins from there?
Yeah, everyone's going to start out with an equal opportunity to succeed, regardless of what you invest into the game. So, I mean, even if you go to HODLGOD.com and download it for free right now, you'll have an equal chance at winning the match, the same as someone who may have bought, say, 100 NFTs. So that's kind of one of our biggest principles. So, even if you want to start playing the game and you don't want to invest a bunch of money, you still can. You can download it for free and go have some fun.
Yeah. How about I mean classes? Like, are you guys putting classes like later on?
Right now, there's no classes planned, but maybe down the road that'll be something we look at.
Yeah, I mean that was something that I've also like been telling them. Like I think it's actually like the goal of Hodel God, you know, like that everyone starts because it's PvP centered. It's not as MMO as like other games. So I mean that I think that's correct me if I'm wrong. I think that's actually like part of the plan that everyone has a default character and everyone starts with the same skill sets and has the same advantage, right?
Yeah, especially right now where we're in the PvP. And then obviously there's going to be lots more coming to this game once the PvE comes, but especially right now where it's only PvP, we want people to have an equal chance. I don't want someone to download it for the first time and have no fun because they're constantly getting
Yeah.
slaughtered by guys who are
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I mean, related to that, dude. Like, Are you guys? Is there a block feature? Can you block attacks like bows and stuff? And is that a thing?
Yeah. There's a block feature, and then you can also like cast magic spells, so you can use like self heal, and
Yeah.
you can use like frozen arrows and stuff out of your bow. So that there's lots of different things, and then depending on, you start off with two swords if you don't have an armor, and some of the armors have like axes and stuff with different weapons. But yeah, you can definitely block, to answer
I
your
mean, how about
question.
for standard attacks? Like, is there like a regular block where you just like put in your sword to block a normal attack, like a set of
Yeah,
steps?
it's just kind of like a regular kind of cross-armed block
I
that you
have
can do. So
I have to figure out how to do that. Would you happen to know what hotkey you use?
yeah, I believe it's the right mouse button.
No way. Oh, it's for me for melee. It's the right mouse
Uh,
button. Cause for
yeah,
bow,
like you'd have,
it's aim.
yeah, so you'd have to have your swords equipped. So you'd have to press one
There you
to
go.
get your swords out, and then once you're melee there, then you would be able to do it. But you
There you
can
go.
also, I mean, you can remap the controls, if you want to change
Yeah.
it
All
and
right.
make it something more comfortable.
All right. I mean, that's cool. Like, I haven't figured out that part. Um, and wait, there's one more thing. Like, while you're here, like, this is it's a personal question. It's for me. Like, I've seen guys doing the double jump, but then like my double jump doesn't reach like the second floor like the other guys. Is there a secret? Is there like a technique of like how to do the double jump to get you to the second floor?
Yeah, so to jump, you have to be looking up and then hit the space bar, right? But
Oh,
because if you're looking forward and you hit it, then you'll like teleport forward. So that's probably what you're doing.
so now you know, guys. Like now you know. Like we've been spending like a couple of hours like trying to figure out like how everyone's like flying up in the air and like our jumps are just like half as high. It's crazy. I mean, here I have another
Yeah.
question. Macros. I mean, it might be a difficult topic like for some other games out there, but like for you guys, like how is it something that you guys will be allowing um like gaming mouses and every gaming mice and everything? I don't know how you say it, plural of mouse. So
Like to have your own kind of special gaming mouse.
yeah, like do you support macros? It's some is in P especially in PvP.
Um, yeah, I'm not sure, to be honest with you. Um, I don't see why. Yeah, I don't have the answer, to be honest with you, of whether you'll be able to have that or not. I imagine you would be able to.
Yeah.
That's
Because naturally, like since like there are more games like coming in, right? Like it's 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 natural for games to allow like macros because like in Fortnite, like technically it's part of the game. Like you buy a better mouse so you could do more features, and I mean it depends on the person's preference also. So
yeah.
I shouldn't see like why not, right?
I don't see why you wouldn't be able to use whatever you're comfortable with. Um, that's not something specifically I've talked to the developers
Yeah, all
about,
right.
but I mean, from my personal opinion, I don't see why not.
Like let's just like dig deeper into the rabbit hole like while you're here. Like how about like we know that for FPS games like there's always not technically FPS but like for like third person games also like Fortnite and everything. Like it's always a problem with bots, with aim bots. Like how do you guys plan to tackle this?
Yeah, we haven't had any issues with that so far, and I hope we don't, because it kind of ruins the
Yeah.
user experience. I know I've played against people like that in like Call of Duty games and stuff, and it drives you nuts. But I mean, if hopefully it doesn't happen. But I mean, as the game grows and gets bigger and bigger, I mean,
Yeah.
there's always going to be a chance that, especially once you put some earning mechanisms, that
Yeah.
people try to take advantage of it. So that'll be something we'll have to deal with if it comes. But at this time, we haven't had that issue. So, and I'm hoping we don't. But I mean, we all know that it's a possibility, right?
All right, I see. Like how about you, Alexei? Do you have like some questions with you over there?
Yeah, I mean, do you know what? To be honest with you, I suppose like just circling back to some of the earlier things. I know like as of right now, like HODLGOD is a kind of free to play game, and I know you touched on kind of launching on console and other platforms. I mean, for the most part, games on console are often pay to play? Would you kind of follow the model of like Fortnite and release the game as a free-to-play game completely on console as well, or would you charge for the game?
I believe we would follow Fortnite's kind of model there and release it to be free as well. The same as now is, and right now you can download it for free on the website. So expanding it to the console would be the same thing. It would just be a different place you're downloading it.
Nice. And I suppose one final thought that just popped into my head there is that one thing I'm seeing a lot with other NFT games is like opening up like a kind of SDK for like community developers, so that people can basically like maybe like spin up mini games with like HODLGOD assets. Do you think that's something that you guys are friendly about the idea of, like say like an external like community developers kind of building little mini games using HODLGOD assets or something like that? Is that something you guys are open to or interested in at all?
Yeah, I mean that would be pretty interesting. Everything would be kind of on a case by case basis or something like that. But that would be kind of interesting to see
Yeah.
what people could come up with. That would be. I'm sure there's some people who could come up with some pretty exciting stuff.
Oh, absolutely. It's kind of like blowing up the idea of like the modding community, and it's something which is on the roadmap for like Axie. Like so one day in the future, we might see all these kind of like mini games with Axie where the kind of the Axie SDK goes live, and people could maybe like have like custom games where maybe it allows for like betting, or maybe it allows for like winner takes all the Axies, or all kind of interesting kind of new game modes, and especially within the kind of the land game as well, where you can kind of create these kind of community developed experiences utilizing the assets. And I think again, like this stuff to me, like the whole kind of UGC, user generated content movement, I think will kind of really create a really interesting angle to kind of the world of blockchain games that just isn't something that like, I mean, I suppose the traditional games have in the form of like kind of mods and things like that, but I think with the kind of nature of decentralized games, I think that's really exciting, the idea that like whole new games can be built out with like valuable assets and kind of add extra utility to existing assets in some ways.
Yeah, that's definitely an interesting thought, and it opens up a lot of possibilities, right? But yeah, that would be a cool idea.
Nice. I think that's me. So do you have any more questions there at all, John?
Yeah, I mean, I just want to remind everyone, like here in the AMA today. So we just have about a few more minutes together with Floyd. So if you guys have any more questions, make sure to write them down in general while we have him here. So yeah, like Floyd, I actually had a question I quite forgot. I mean, yeah. So what was it about? No, for example, let's say like I'm a newbie player and I land in the game. What would be what would you suggest to be the best approach to start earning?
Start earning?
Yeah.
If you're brand new, what I would do first is go into practice mode and go through both of the maps that are on there in practice mode. Learn the maps, kind of learn the lay of the land before you get put in with everyone else. Learn all the buttons and the controls, so that when you first go in with other people, you know the map, you know how to play the game, you're comfortable with it. And then I would jump in and start playing some games there. And then right now you could either start streaming yourself while you're doing this to earn, or keep an eye out for these gold bars and pick it up, or these silver keys, as the gold bars will be the NFTs and the silver keys will be raffle tickets. But yeah, if I was new, I would go into practice first. I'd learn the maps, I'd learn the controls, and then I'd go in and start battling.
So how would you know if you picked up a gold bar? Is it gonna appear in your Wax wallet, or is there a separate inventory for that?
So if you're playing the game and you've picked up the gold bar, you'll see it right above your character's head, which is good because you've got it, but it's also a bit of a kill target. As you can imagine, as soon as somebody sees that, it's like a big bullseye, pretty much.
All right, yeah, makes sense.
So expect people to be coming for you.
So I mean, does this happen every game, or is it totally RNG? Like there are games that might have the gold bars and the keys, or how does it work?
Yeah, so the keys get dropped into 30% of the games, and then the gold bars get dropped into 10% of the games.
I see.
Yeah.
And like the best way to do, let's say for example, yeah, I started playing the game, I'm training myself to death, and what I do is just stack them, stack all the gold bars, stack all the keys.
Yeah, so
Basically,
so you
HODL
stack
God.
them.
You gotta be a HODL
Yeah.
God, literally.
Yeah. You got to be
Right.
a HODL god to succeed. But yeah, you just stack them, and then our community manager sends them out once a week. So we track it all. So you don't have to worry. We track it all on the back end, and then we just airdrop it to the Wax Cloud wallet that you have linked to your account.
All right, awesome. Yeah, so guys, HODL God, like we have a Floyd King here with us, and he's the PR for Onasis. How do you say it again?
Onessus.
Onessus. Okay. Floyd King, the PR for Onessus, the guys behind HODL God. And like you're about to go, if you have a few last questions, I'm going to be asking you also a question for the mug later on. And I mean, Floyd, like, thank you so much, man, like for sharing this time with us. Like it's been an amazing like night. Dude, we hope to hear from you guys soon. So how do we get in touch with HODL God?
Like with the team?
Like in
Um,
what are your media channels? Like Discord aside from what's your Discord
oh
channel
yes,
and
yes.
every social media and everything?
Yeah, so we're HODLGOD on Telegram and Discord. Then there's also an ONSS Discord as
Onessus, okay.
well, which is a little more general. It has everything that we've done. So it's HODLGOD and our partners and information on our staking platform. But yeah, definitely follow the Telegram or the Discord. We put announcements through there, so joining those will keep you up to date with everything that's HODLGOD.
All right, there you
And
go.
one thing that I want to just throw in there, which I'd forgotten to mention, is that I am currently holding a collection of very rare HODLGOD collector coins.
No way.
And I am indeed, and I have been very generously gifted these collector coins by the HODLGOD team, and I've been religiously holding them, waiting for this AMA to happen. So between me and you, John, we have the big and exciting alpha for those in the crowd of collectible HODLGOD coins, extremely limited to my understanding, Floyd, right?
Are these the gold coins?
These are the gold coins,
Ooh,
HODLGOD gold coin.
those are good ones. I personally only even have one in my own wallet. That's
Now
it. So
I have quite a lot.
Okay.
I have a lot of these gold coins. I was lucky. This just shows you I was an early bird in the HODLGOD world, and I have these gold coins. They're wide to be gifted to the YGG community. So between me and you, John, and for the people listening, there's going to be an opportunity to win these coins. We're going to have to come up with a way for people to win these. Personally, I think that maybe actually kind of jumping in and playing HODLGOD
Yeah.
should maybe be what will win these coins, and maybe we come up with some other ideas to kind of win these coins. But it's gonna, I think that's gonna be really exciting. So after this call, and for all listening, be aware there's going to be giveaways of HODLGOD collectible coins, extremely rare Genesis coins, as far as I'm aware. How many of those are there, Floyd?
I'm not sure off the top of my head, to be honest. Let me take a look.
And is there, as of right now, I know that you can stake them on our planet, but do they have a function just yet?
Yeah, so those ones are set up for our planet already. They were kind of one of the first ones that went on. And then they'll also be integrated into our staking system. So there was 1,000 of those by the looks of it, the gold
Nice.
badge collectibles.
I think we have between 10 and 20, which is not
Nice.
bad. That's like
Yeah,
1 to 2%, 1 to 2% of the total supply, I think, isn't it? So yeah, that's exciting stuff. So yep, that's the giveaways available for those that are interested in jumping in to play HODLGOD.
Yeah.
Awesome. I'm really happy to hear you guys have some of those to give away to the community. And I just want to say thank you to everyone who came and watched the stream today. It's been fun.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Thanks, Floyd.
Thanks, Floyd. Yeah, just before we let you go, man, are there any dates that we have to look out for? Any new patches, any new upcoming events with HODLGOD that what you could share with us?
Yeah, I don't have any specific dates. Kind of our model is to constantly be updating. So follow the announcement channels. Every time we do a new patch, we integrate it into the announcement channel and let everyone know what's being fixed. So we're just gonna keep building it bigger and better. I know they're working on a new map behind the scenes for the PvP, and still working on the PvE stuff. So there's lots more coming. We just recently added a locomotion animation system through the Unreal Engine that it's built on,
Oh, okay.
and the Xbox One controller support. So absolutely. Keep it locked. Keep watching because it's really exciting to watch it grow. And even now, you're still in it quite an early stage if you get started.
Yeah, like so guys, we actually have a HODLGOD text channel here on YGG. It's just newly made, really fresh out of the box. So we're gonna be posting the updates there, and we'd like to invite everyone to, of course, like stream the game, check out the HODLGOD, events, and yeah, just let's start building the community. Let's get in it. So Floyd, thank you so much. It's nice to see you, man. And Alexei, it's been wonderful like having this AMA
As
with you
always,
again.
as always.
We'll see you guys soon. Peace.
All right.
See you in the next
See
one.
you guys.
Cheers, guys.
Bye.